Well, good afternoon. I do hope that your afternoon is coming along well. You're just in time for TV47 at 4 with I, Sheilar Chelangat. And of course, we do begin right now. Residents of Mlolongo Phase 3 are raising alarm over rising insecurity, citing frequent daytime robberies and gang attacks. The residents are complaining about escalating insecurity, saying a gang of youth is invading businesses armed with machetes and dangerous weapons. The residents have reported several daylight attacks in recent months, leaving them fearful and demanding stronger police action. However, the area OCPD Anderson Mbaye is dismissing the claims, insisting officers are patrolling daily despite population challenges.
Hapa ilikuwa ngumu kupita sababu ya waizi. After kuja huku nikakuwa na niko gangari, niko hapa kwa mto siku mingi. Wapata watu wakipita hawezi ibiwa rahisi sababu kuna mtu wako hapo daily. Kwa hivyo kama ni uwezo wa mtu anaweza jitolea, tunaweza saidiana hii bridge iweze kutengenezwa ikae vizuri.
Insecurity iko mbaya sana. Unapata siku hizi vijana wameingia na ile mentality sahihi, hata mzazi akipita pale kwa barabara ama amefanya shopping anaporwa sana sana. So unapata wale vijana wanakuwa kwa genge zao, kikundi zao, yani wamekosa kazi, ni ile kukaa idle. So wanapata zile opportunity, wananyang'anya nao wazazi mali zao na rasilimali zao.
Usalama wa Mlolongo sio Kimau umelegea na umekuwa mbaya zaidi. Kwa imekuwa kiwango ya kwamba hata mchana tunavamiwa, tunaibiwa, wanabiashara wananyang'anywa. Kwa hiyo usalama wa Mlolongo sio Kimau sio nzuri.
Now, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, has reiterated its stance on political neutrality among state officers, cautioning that those barred from engaging in politics must steer clear of partisan activities. EACC Chief Executive Officer Abdi Mohamud stated that while the Commission has not yet received formal complaints regarding state officers participating in political campaigns, it remains vigilant. The Commission emphasizes it has already issued advisories earlier this year, clearly directing that state officers are not permitted to take part in political campaigns or promote specific parties. He clarified that certain categories of officers, such as cabinet secretaries, have limited leeway since they are presidential appointees, but the majority of state officers are bound by strict neutrality requirements.
It has not come to our attention that there are certain, state officers who are not supposed to be involved in politics, who are doing politics. If that issue comes to our attention, of course, we will come in. We've issued advisories, even as recent as, I think, early this year, where we clearly directed that state officers are not supposed to take part in any political campaigns or to campaign for certain parties, because that is what the Constitution expects of them. And we have indicated what action we are going to take if that comes to our attention.
President William Ruto leads the latest InfoTrack presidential preference survey with 32% support, according to findings released today by InfoTrack research company. Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka ranks second with 13%, making him the highest-rated opposition presidential hopeful in the poll. Within the broad-based government, Deputy President Kithure Kindiki is the preferred running mate with 34% support, while Homa Bay Governor Gladys Wanga records 11%. Among opposition pairings, the Kalonzo Musyoka and Edwin Sifuna ticket is the most preferred, attracting 23% support. Now, the survey interviewed 3,000 respondents across 47 counties between June 22nd and June 26th, 2026. The findings provide a snapshot of public opinion as political parties continue consultations and preparations ahead of the next general election.
The president leading by 32, and of course he's gained about 11 percentage point from August to date. Then of course the other person that has just come up from no mention or very insignificant mention is Edwin Sifuna, who stands at 12%. nationally. The Vice President scores 27% preference. At 26% would prefer Fred Matiang'i to be their presidential candidate. Of course, Edwin Sifuna comes a distance, third, with a 19% mention, and former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has 9%. Northeastern, we have UDA as the most populous. ODM is populous in Nyanza, followed by Coast at 46%. Nyanza, it has a 50%. DCP is strong in Central at 33%. Wiper is strong.
Civil society organizations have raised alarm over what they describe as an escalating campaign of surveillance, intimidation and harassment targeting the Institute for Social Accountability, TISA. They claim TISA Executive Director Diana Gishengo has been followed by tinted vehicles since early June, while at least 13 suspected state security officers allegedly attempted to force their way into the organization's offices on 2nd July, demanding for the lawyer without presenting legal authority. The lobby groups officially reported the incidents at Muthangari police station and are calling for immediate investigations, accountability and protection of civic actors.
You were able to join us this morning. So we called you here specifically to tell you what we've done today at the Muthangari police station. One of our colleagues, Diana Gishengo, has been under surveillance and she's being pursued by people we suspect to be up to no good intention.
In 2026, at least 13 suspected state security officers in 4 Subarus attempted to gain entry into TISA offices. Operating entirely outside the legal procedures prescribed, the men aggressively demanded the identification and surrender of the lawyer who works at TISA.
So what that started to tell you, that we are descending slowly to a state of anarchy, and we will all lose. Fellow Kenyans, nobody will be spared when this country fails.
Away from that, 8 suspects have been arrested in connection with the chaos witnessed yesterday Sunday when an alleged hired gang disrupted a service at ACK St. Stephen's Cathedral in Kisumu. This incident left 2 people dead after sustaining injuries during clashes that targeted a service attended by Linda Mwananchi leaders Senator Edwin Sifuna and Governor James Orengo. Kisumu Governor Anyang' Nyong'o has condemned the incidents, urging young people to resist political manipulation and avoid engaging in criminal activities, emphasizing that peace remains the foundation of development.
Families have been plunged into mourning, and the city has once again been reminded that criminal violence carries consequences not only for its direct victims, but for society as a whole. Investigations are continuing, and evidence, including digital material circulating on social media, is being secured to support further prosecutions. We also wish to address those who seek public office. Political competition must never become a license to sponsor violence or recruit young people into criminal networks.
Equally encouraging the leaders visiting Kisumu, leaders who are coming for public functions in Kisumu, to always alert the security agencies. We are here to serve you.
National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula on Monday intensified campaigns for President William Ruto's re-election, urging women in Bungoma County to spearhead voter registration and rally support for the head of state ahead of the 2027 general election. Addressing women drawn from the county's 9 constituencies at Mabanga Farmers Training Center, Speaker Wetangula said the Kenya Kwanza administration has fulfilled key campaign promises through investments in agriculture, roads, healthcare and markets, warranting a second term for President Ruto.
Tusiwache siasa ndogo ndogo itikawanye. Tusiache siasa ndogo ndogo itukawanye. Sisi tuko tunaelekea Singapore. Na meli ya kwenda Singapore imenoa nanga. Na mama wa Bungoma wako hapo ndani. Mama wa Bungoma wako hapo ndani. Mount Elgon hoye!
Kenyan workers are increasingly embracing digital salary advance solutions to manage short-term financial pressures as SwitchLink Africa launches the PESI Salary Advance platform. The service allows employees from partner organizations to access between 5,000 and 100,000 shillings instantly, with repayments deducted through payroll over 1 to 3 months. Company officials say the platform offers a transparent and affordable alternative to costly informal borrowing while supporting financial well-being. The latest Finance Access report also shows more Kenyans can now access emergency funds through expanding digital financial services.
We're getting this kind of solution, and it is backed with your salary. It is backed on your payslip. So we try to ensure that you don't do excessive borrowing, but by ensuring that whatever we give you a salary advance, you're able to pay at the end of the month. And also the HR or the finance people will always have metrics on the amounts that they can actually approve to their employees, rather than giving employees money that they cannot repay back. Maybe there are some emergencies that would come up in between the month, and you'd want to fill those gaps, right? They would look really temporary gaps that actually need some sort of solution, and that's why I think salary advance comes in to actually fill in that gap before you actually get your pay.
The Teachers Service Commission, in partnership with the Kenya Institute of Special Education, has intensified training for teachers handling learners with special needs. The Training of Trainers program aims to improve the identification, assessment and placement of learners with disabilities while strengthening inclusive education. TSC Director of Quality Assurance and Standards Dr. Ruben Ntamburi said the Commission continues to recruit and deploy teachers trained in special needs education. KISA Director Dr. Norman Kiogora said the trainers will spearhead inclusive education in counties across the country.
The Service Commission employs teachers who are qualified in the different areas and needs of the disabilities, and posts them in the schools that they are required to go and teach. For example, VI, HI, MH and the rest. Kenya Institute of Special Education as a training of making sure that our teachers are organized and trained and their capacity built so that they can be able to handle the special needs education skills.
This program is very critical for inclusion aspect because the teachers who have been brought on board are coming from all the parts of the country. So every part of this country is represented here, including the refugee camps. And one thing I can say about this program, it also bringing advocacy into place. So that these people who are being trained here will become a voice in every corner of this country because they have understood really what it means to screen.
Now, parents of Jomo Kenyatta Boys Senior School in Bahati, Nakuru County are now linking the fire that razed the school's administration block, computer laboratory, library and several classrooms to events surrounding an empowerment program held at the school. The blaze destroyed property worth millions of shillings. Some parents now allege that during the empowerment event, a politician pledged to donate a cow to be slaughtered for the students, but they were instead served bread, a move they claim sparked discontent. Now, the frustration of a regional examination scheduled to begin today may have contributed to their unrest. The parents have faulted the school administration and the board of management for allegedly failing to address the students' grievances before the situation escalated.
Wakati wa saa 8 ndio tulipata habari. Tulikuja na huyu mzee, tukafika hapa na tukakuta moto hapa katika administration block, na ilikuwa inawaka, na tukaweza kuambia watu wajaribu kutoka hapo kwa sababu ilikuwa imeanza ku cave in.
Hapa ni pabaya. Ni kama block kama 5 zimechomwa zote. Mali ya dhamani imeharibiwa na watoto wetu. Na hatuna lingine la kusema. Sasa hata tukiambiwa tulipe hii sijui kama tutaweza.
Hii shule ilianzishwa 1973. Most of the children who have burnt this, even their fathers were not born. Because my third born ndio ako form 4 hapa, sikuwa nimezaliwa. And now you can see the group that is burning is that group, form 4s, form 3s, na grade 10. So they have burnt what was built in 1972. So we need to mentor our children, we need to talk to them because generation investments going down within hours.
All right, that there concludes TV47 at 4 with I, Sheilar Chelangat. Up next is World Cup Extra, so stay tuned for that and enjoy the rest of your viewership.